On the 5th of February 2024, I attended the 5th day of Jaipur Literature Festival. Here's how it went.
Say hi.
Hi. So it starts with us, getting into the festival. We procured our tickets on the other side towards the left. I forgot to take videos of that. And then we used the tickets to get in. And that's my friend getting in. So you see how it works. And there's the little barriers. And then it goes through the security check and scanners where make sure it's safe for everyone to come in. And to my left right now, what you can see on the screen, this artwork is done by Abhishek Singh. So he started here on the first day, I believe, and continued up until the last day, and we were able to have a chat with him later, which you would see. And this is not my first GLF. I think my first video that I officially posted on my YouTube was of GLF last year. That's in 2023. And that was when I was like, you know what, let me take this YouTube thing a bit seriously and just upload stuff. So there's this tree where you can just you can write anything you want. You can write your goals, you can write your plans for yourself or others, you can just write good words, you can just promote something there. Anything you want, you can just write it there, and it looked really good and colorful. And Kavita has a taekwondo academy for kids, so she put that there to promote her business, which is doing fine and all that. And we're proud of her. So one thing I always like about GLF is how colorful everything usually is. Like, just look at the fusion of colors and everything. It always looks so amazing. And the sun hits right, so my skin was popping. So this is my third time visiting GLF. My first was in 2019. Then in 2020 was when COVID struck. So that was the online year. I didn't feel comfortable enough just experiencing it online. And then last year I was there, and yeah, so this is my third time. So this is Nanchor. This is also one of the little, so they have like different sections, right? So this is one of sections for the talks, but at the time we were here there was no talk going on. There was just some vlogger also sitting down with his friend, and we sat with them for a little while, and just had some random conversations and all that. But it was fun to meet other people as well. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. We always stay quiet for the music so you can enjoy that. So that's some traditional folk singers just performing. And you see, this is more of the colorful design. So GLF has been running for like 16 years. This was the 16th edition, and I don't remember if it was at the festival I heard, or maybe some on Instagram or something. So one of the I would say pioneers, I think he was working with the police, and the first year GLF was going to happen, and they came to him. They only thought like 30 people were going to come, so they only prepared for like 30 people, and then it was crazy.
In West Africa. And you really do address this, and in particular a group that the Europeans called the Coromantees, who they both admired and feared for their strength, their mental
struggles in their own context before they had been captured by Europeans
and enslaved and brought to the Americas, they had a history and a politics that came with them. And we don't often think that way about enslaved Africans. For the most part,
And that was Vincent Brown in conversation with Matthew Parker, discussing the story of an Atlantic slave war, which is Vincent Brown's book, I believe. And I was able to chat with him later. We saw him standing, and I was able to strike up a conversation. And it was nice to see, a part of the slave trade in ways that I actually never thought of before, which was basically that I mean, yeah, people were captured as slaves, but I think a lot of us forget that a lot of the people captured were actually like military or like soldiers or stuff like that, which explains the strength a lot of African Americans have.
To write this book. One was with a woman who was, the opposite of the sweet stereotype of a woman. She was that.
And that's Nilanjana Roy in conversation with Simon Rowe and Tarun Saint, talking about The Perfect Crime, which is Nilanjana Roy's book. She's a journalist and wrote a book about women, violence against women and religious and stuff like that in Delhi. And I was able to hear a few excerpts from the book, and I intend to get the book later on because it sounds like a good book. It's if detective fiction, if that's your thing, you can check it out. And yeah, just and also this hotel Clark's Amir is one gorgeous hotel, and I like that they use this location because it's really really nice. The first JLF I attended was at Hotel Digi Palace, which was also a good location and all that. But then back to my story about the policeman who was in charge of security at first JLF. Yeah, so they expected like just 30 people, right? And like over 100 people showed up, and it was like wow. And now they have like thousands and thousands of attendees in like 16 years, and people literally just fly in for the festival. And I think it's just a testament to if you do something and just keep improving on it, it gets better. And I guess people appreciate what you're doing. And then there's like a craft section for anyone, kids, adults. So people come with their kids and just hang out here. And there were like little uh papers where you could paint and just color stuff, which is what we were doing here. And it was so much fun to just sit back and just rest our legs and enjoy. So yeah, I did that. And then there's the Jaipur bookmark, which is where the invited guests, and if you get tickets for like friends of the festival, you can easily just hang around there and chill, and there's snacks and all that. And yeah, the hotel also hosted some of the attendees and some of the speakers, and it was just a really nice location to have fun.
Yeah, you girl. Sit here. No, 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 no. Told you, right? This is what we bought. But like we broke them.
And those kids made those, artwork, and they literally cut everything by hand. I mean, based on what they told me, which is very, very, very impressive. And so you don't spend cash here. You can just load a card or use your debit card, which the stand on that left was for. And this is the food section. So there's like different options. You can get like almost anything here. And so at a point, I was like really hungry, right? I was thinking of what to get. So you see these bunkies. So I went to a store, like we're just walking around, went to a store, and we saw these guys. They were eating this pizza and it looked really good. Oh my god. And I'm like, where did you get that from? And they're like, it's like, yeah. Out there, like, yeah, I know. Like different people are selling pizza. Where did you get that particular one from? And so he showed me the box, and I'm like, Bonkies. I'm like, okay. So we stepped out, and they were like, you know what? Why don't we go, like, just take a walk and eat outside and stuff like that? But I made sure that I had that Bonkies information saved. And, later after GLF, I would go there with my friend, and I enjoyed the pizza, and it was really, really good. So this is not an ad or anything, but if you're ever in Jaipur and you want, really good sourdough pizza, please do check out Bunkies. It's a this game. Yeah, it was really good, really really good. And yeah, the setup is really nice. It has a nice vibe to it. So yeah, please by all means check it out. And yes, you could get different things. So on the right of the screen, which cut off just now, there's this what I call it boo boos or something from some designer from Kolkata, and this has like Urdu poetry written on this piece of clothing, and it's just nice to wear your artwork. And then here, this is all handmade. Like you can literally see the man doing this by hand. So just imagine the amount of hours that are put into stuff like this. And look at this goblet. It's gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous stuff. Yeah, and I took their card. So whenever, I'm at a position where I have a house that I need goblets, I can purchase from them because it was like really, really good, intricate designs. And that's one thing I like about Indian, hand work and stuff like that. They put a lot of thought and time and effort into it. I mean, just look at how gorgeous that is. And yeah, saw some paintings, and then this is actually gold shavings that are used on this painting. I was like, wow. So I mean, people go all out for their craft and stuff like that. But then if you don't start the first one, you never get to the point where you're exhibiting your stuff like this. So this is an advice to you and me as well, because I always just chicken out of doing stuff for the first time. But I'm doing better now, which is why you are seeing this video right now. And there was a music stage. So for 3 days there were like music events, and I mean that the ticket for that is separate, but you could attend. But I checked the performers and I didn't really know any of them. So it was pointless of me to go for a music festival that I knew nobody singing. And yeah, so this is more of the food. Like there's food like everywhere. You can't be hungry at GLF, and I love that.
Culture is so wonderful. Instead, we are celebrating and trying to copy Bahar ke people. All our food is being made into fusion confusion by tweaking this and tweaking that.
And the woman talking about fusion confusion is Asma Khan. She owns a restaurant in the UK, and she's like a huge culinary star and all that. And I kind of get her point. Sometimes just leave food as it is, but sometimes fusion confusion is also necessary. That's why we get new stuff. And a lot of the food that we have as is probably started as fusion confusion also. So we stepped outside and tried to get some food, and we were debating on where to go because around this area, which is called Malviya Nagar, there are like so many restaurants, and there's one I love to go called Town Coffee, but we decided to not go there, and we chose somewhere I had not been before, which is Cafe Lazy Mojo. Now it's just I passed there like a lot of times, but I never really stopped by to go in. So we chose to go there, and it was a really nice restaurant, and the food was good, and the prices were good. And it was also my birthday, so I got cake on my birthday, like you should. And yeah, it's a nice vibe. If you also want to like watch cricket games, because that's almost what every restaurant in India shows, you can always come to Cafe Lazy Mojo to watch it. And the staff was good, and but the food took a while before it came out, but the food was good, so it was worth the wait. But I mean, if I go to a restaurant, I'm usually happier when the food comes out on time, to be honest. Because if it's going to take so much time, I might as well just go home and cook for myself. Also, am I the only one this happens to? If I see something I want to cook, like maybe some pasta dish, for example, and then I go on YouTube, I see the entire process, I get all the ingredients, and I successfully make that pasta dish. Like it's the same quality, taste, and deliciousness as you get at the restaurant. Am I the only one that starts to think, maybe I should open a restaurant? But I know how I am. If anything makes me open a restaurant, I'll probably cook for the first 2 days, and on third day I'll be like, I'm sorry guys, food is closed. But I've seen different types of restaurants where you just maybe cook once a day in your garden, and people come, and it's always like fully reserved. So you know how many people you're cooking for, and what you're cooking for them. Yeah, and the veg no, and the fit farm that Capita is, she had Caesar salad, and I had steak. Was it steak? No, no, no. Oh, lamb shank. Yeah, with a side of potatoes, and Suraj had vegetarian biryani. And yeah, so if you buy vegetarian food, yeah, and non-vegetarian food, the difference sometimes, depending on where and what, is like $50. And you start to think, just $50. But then if you're a vegetarian in India, you save like a whole lot of money, because vegetarian food is more affordable compared to non-vegetarian food. And I know like they do have proteins and stuff, but I really doubt the amount of proteins in vegetarian food. So after that, we came back and we found out that Abhishek Singh is also a taekwondo guy, which means that now my taekwondo friend and Mr. Taekwondo guy, aka the painter, started to do taekwondo stuff. But it was nice to just see them having fun, and we took lots of pictures and videos and stuff like that. And so at this point in time, the festival was rounding up. This was also the last day and all that. And one thing I like about the festival is that every year you cannot really predict who is going to come, like the lineup and stuff like that. And people come to launch their books, and you can find different books also at the uh there's a bookstore here in, I would say, I don't want to say in India because I don't know other states they are in, but they're in Jaipur, and I know they're also in Delhi. It's called Crossword, and they are the ones that usually sell the books at JLF. So most times, if there's a book you really like and you didn't catch it at JLF, if you go to Crossword, you definitely find that book there. And one thing I also like about Crossword, because I've done that a couple of times, you can just go in their couches, grab a book, sit down, and just read it, and just drop it before you go. Like, you don't have to buy it, which is a really, really nice thing. So it's evening now. Yeah, it was around this time that we met Vincent Brown and spoke with him, evening time, just like this. And it was nice to see different people having a common interest, which is JLF, all being at the same place. And after that, we went to play pool. Now, I'm not the best at pool. I'm also trying, but in this trial, I'm the second best, which was okay. And it was just nice. It was nice. So we took Kavita, and hopefully we turn her into a pool head like us. But yeah, Suraj is like the pool champ. He says he doesn't play when I'm not there, but I don't believe him. I feel that he plays behind me, which is how he has gotten exponentially better. But it's nice, and it was an amazing day. I hope you enjoyed watching this as I did. Subscribe, like, share with your friends, and follow. And I don't know, people are like, you should tell people to subscribe from the beginning, but I don't know, I always forget. So if you are still here, subscribe.